Hey everyone! Alright, today we are jumping into this super cool Roblox game. It's all about using your imagination, building some totally impossible stuff, and then sailing off to find treasure.
I mean, have you ever wanted to build a flying car to go find treasure? Seriously, in the world of Roblox, you can build almost anything you can dream up. But some games, they just take that idea to a whole new level. It's not just about playing, it's about creating your very own adventure from scratch.
Okay, so to really get what this game is about, we gotta talk about what a sandbox game even is. And yeah, it's kind of what it sounds like. Think of it as a giant digital playground.
So a sandbox game is basically a game with no strict rules or goals. The main point is just to be creative, to explore, and to build whatever you want. Just like playing in a real sandbox, you get to make your own fun.
Let's break it down. You've got games with strict rules, right? They make you follow a set path. But sandbox games, they're all about making your own path. You decide what the goal is. Think of games like Minecraft or, of course, Build a Boat.
Okay, let's get into it. Build a boat for treasure. Or, a car. Or a robot. Or maybe a giant walking cake. This is the perfect example of a sandbox game, because as you can tell, players take the boat part of the name as, well, more of a friendly suggestion.
So the official goal seems pretty straightforward. You use blocks to build a boat, set sail down a river with 10 different areas, and try your best to avoid all the obstacles that can wreck your boat. If you make it to the end, you get a treasure chest. Easy, right?
Well, this is where that sandbox fun really kicks in. Because while the game is called Build a Boat, the players decided to build, well, pretty much everything else.
For example, they build cars. Why even sail when you can just build an awesome detailed car that drives right across the water, zipping past everything?
And then, some players just completely ignore the river and build these incredible flying jets to soar over all the obstacles. It's a pretty genius way to avoid all the chaos down below.
And then you see stuff like this, giant walking robots just stomping their way to the finish line. And that's the whole point, right? Your imagination is the most powerful tool you have in the game. Creativity is absolutely everything.
But the adventure isn't just about getting to the end. The world is also packed with all these hidden areas and secret items just waiting for you to find them.
So as you travel, you earn gold. The farther you go, the more you get. Reaching the treasure chest at the end gives you a huge bonus, and you can even do special quests for more rewards. That gold is super important because it lets you buy new blocks and tools from the shop to make even bigger and crazier creations.
Here's a cool secret you can find for yourself. When you get to the waterfall stage, which is one of the first areas, don't just sail past it. Drive your boat straight into the waterfall on the left. Inside, there's a secret room with a bookshelf. You have to press the books in this exact order: yellow, red, pink, sky blue, and then green. A secret door will pop open and you get a prize.
But, just like any big playground, sometimes you run into players who like to cause a little trouble. In gaming, we often call these players trolls, and they pretty much get their fun from bothering other people.
A troll might try to crash into your boat on purpose, or they might use things like harpoons to drag your character right off your build while you're trying to sail. It can be super frustrating.
And don't worry though, there are easy ways to protect yourself. In the settings, you can turn on something called isolation mode. It basically puts up an invisible shield around your building area so no one can mess with your stuff. Also, save your work often. That way, if it gets wrecked, you can just load it back up. Oh, and be careful who you let on your team, because they can launch the boat before you're ready. So, from building a simple little raft to engineering a giant, complicated flying machine, this game really shows you what sandbox gaming's all about. It's all about freedom, creativity, and just seeing what's possible.
And hey, this is just one example. Roblox itself is a massive sandbox platform. The whole thing is a giant creative space filled with thousands of unique games built by players for players.
The possibilities are truly endless. You've got the tools, you've got the ideas, and you have this huge world to explore. So the only question left is, what amazing, wild, or hilarious thing are you going to create?